So Max Anstie had a perfect day at Tampa Supercross, and with that, I gave him a 10 out of 10.
I also gave him a 10 out of 10. Did not expect that whatsoever. I also didn't expect Dax Bennick to do so good. I gave him an 8. He really surprised me. Looked like he belonged on the podium. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought he belonged on the podium too after his ride, and I actually gave him a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I thought he was phenomenal for his first race back, under the radar, and he rode exceptionally well. Honestly, he could be one to win the title, man. I know it's only round one of the East, but hey,
Calm down,
you never know, man. You never know.
I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah, we don't know,
But what about the guy with the torn ACL, Cameron McAdoo?
Cameron No Pants McAdoo. Okay, we have to love. I know so much about Cameron McAdoo. It's insane, far more than any other rider, and because of that, I'm gonna give him a 9. Really, I'm actually giving him not because of the other incident, but because of that he got a podium with a torn ACL. I think that's just insane.
I gave him an 8 out of 10. Now he didn't qualify that great. He qualified 12th. However,
that's not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal, but he got second in the heat race, and he got third on the night, which is very impressive with his leg injury or his knee injury.
And considering how gross that track was too.
Correct. And from my understanding, even with that knee injury, he's going to be perfectly fine strength-wise, like to get through main events. So I'm excited to see what he could do next week. But what about his teammate, Seth Hammaker?
I mean, I don't want to say surprised, but like, I guess considering the depth of the field, probably off of my radar more than he should have been. I went with an 8 out of 10, just, above average, pretty solid,
I gave him an 8 out of 10 as well. He was first in Q1, which was very impressive in my opinion, because that's when the track's probably the best. And so he was one of the top guys there. He qualified overall, he qualified third. He got fourth in his heat race, and then right behind McAdoo and fourth in the main event. So like you said, kind of surprising because I didn't know where to put him in the championship. But getting a fourth of round one, that's freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, well, a lot of our title contenders decided to not show up or do some goofy things. Somebody, I guess he did kind of show up, but was also just not super great, was Tommy V. I'm going to be a little hard on Tom because he has the number 1 plate. I'm going to give him a 6. I know that's a bit low, but he's also Tom. And I feel like I have to give riders ratings based off of who they are, not just based off of stats, right? Like, because
I agree.
I don't know. So Tommy V, I'm gonna go with a 6. I'm sorry, brother. Number 1 play is heavy.
The number 1 play is very heavy. I also gave him a 6 out of 10. Didn't qualify that great. 10th. He did have a big get off in practice or in qualifying. He had a big get off. In the heat race, he got third. In the main event, he got 5th. So, I mean, number 1 plate, it was better than last year for his first round. But I kind of expected a little bit more, just how well Juju's been riding. Kind of that bike seems like in a good spot. And coming out and getting only 5th and not qualifying that great. I mean, that number 1 plate is very, very heavy. But what about a guy that has only ridden the bike 4 times before a race, and that's Chance Hymas?
Kind of a surprise for me. This is where I normally would have put Chance. Like, if he was healthy, I would have put him that 4th through 6th place somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess he's healthy, but I mean, just a few days on the bike is kind of diabolical to be doing that good. So I give him a 7, higher than Tommy V, even though he was below Tommy V.
I feel like we're on the same brainwave right now because I also gave him a 7. Like, are you looking at my ratings or something?
Wait, am I? No.
Like, holy cow. Yeah, but going back, only having 4 days on the bike and actually looking very solid on the track. Super surprising. He didn't qualify that great. He actually qualified right behind Tom in 11th. Third in the heat race behind Max and Pierce, who are flying. And then kind of just, I felt like he kind of settled in with Tom. And it didn't look like he was necessarily trying to go back after Tom after he got passed. Yeah. And so kind of play into factor, but only having 4 days on the bike, getting 6, and you're saying he's 4 through 6 guy, which I think as well. I think that's pretty damn solid.
I agree. Very solid night for him.
Now, what about a title contender, a race winner, and also teammates to the race winner, Nate Thrasher? I don't think I ever even saw him on the broadcast.
Didn't see him on the broadcast. Haven't seen him in my DMs responding to Play MX Bikes either. It's crazy. I'm going to go with the 7 as well. I mean, I think he should be higher than that, but maybe I should put him a little bit lower. But at the same time, I feel like this is where he usually finishes, like around that.
I gave him a 5 out of 10 for that performance.
I'll be nice because I'm trying to play bikes with him.
So Nate Thrasher, he qualified. Where the heck did he qualify? He qualified 4th. Is actually pretty damn good. In the heat race 4th, and in the main event he got 8th. If I'm not mistaken, he either had a very bad start or he crashed. It had to be either or, because he was down bad with Levi, and Levi went down in the main event. And so I think something had to happen with Nate. But as I mentioned, he's a race winner. He's a title contender. I thought he could be a title contender. And first race back, getting 8th place behind Colin Park, not looking good. So that's why I kind of put him a lower.
You know who else I thought could be a title contender? Levi Kitchen. You know?
I got no response.
I mean, if he's still sick, okay? Like, listen, chat, I know there's about 9 of you old heads in the chat typing right now, like just absolutely clicking away that we don't know what we're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about, okay?
We don't.
We're just yapping. But if there's nothing else wrong with Levi and he's healthy, it's a 5 out of 10.
I 100,000% agree with you. I actually have a 5 out of 10 too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a title contender. He's a favorite.
It's Levi Kitchen.
He goes down in the sand on his own. No one around him. Like, that crash was so awkward. Like, I don't get it. I'm going to be honest. I think he kind of got bailed out with the red flag as well.
Yeah.
Because he was 20 seconds back on top 10 at one point, and the red flag bunched them all together. And so I think he kind of got bailed out. Now, what about the other title contenders that we got to talk about? We got 2 more in the 250 class that did kind of bad. And the first one, RJ.
I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's not, that was all him. He just parked on a tough block, you know? I mean, and I understand that, you know, again, the comments, I can hear them already, that Supercross is hard and they make mistakes, and that is so true. But again, he's a champion. He's the West champ, you know, and it was kind of a bonehead mistake in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't like he washed the front in a corner, or I mean, he like, it's like when I play MX bikes and I go to scrub and I jump off the side of the track, you know. It's like he missed input and then just landed. Now obviously that got compounded into the longest crash ever, you know, where he sat there for an entire lap trying to get his bike unglued from the tough block. And that really, I mean, I'm sure his speed was far better than where he finished.
What do you give him?
4.
I think you're reading my list, man, because I also gave him a 4, dude. Yeah, like everything you just said is right. I mean, he's stuck on the tough block for a whole lap, got lapped. His speed was probably top 5, and couldn't do nothing. We'll never know. I mean, he qualified 2nd, so I mean, let's be real. And you won the heat race. He probably should have been top 5, and we'll just never know. It's unfortunate. But what about Austin Forkner?
Okay. If you guys watch our videos, which you should, I said he was going to have a perfect day where he was going to top qual, win the heat, and win the main. So that didn't happen. Not even close. He's the only one that I feel like actually has an excuse, right? Like, sick. I guess that's really it.
That's all you got.
So it's not really that. I mean, I don't know how sick he is, right? Like, there's levels to having the flu and, you know, feeling nauseous versus having your head in a trash can for 3 days are much different things. And I don't know how sick he is. And if he's really, really just barely holding on for life, then like, absolutely bravo for being out there in the first place. But I don't know. So he crashed and he hit his head. And dude, did you see when he hit his head? Like, he looked like he hit his head. Like, he was trying to put his goggles on and like didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
He looked off to me. I've hit my head a lot of times, and it looked very familiar. I have to give him a 4 because I don't know. I feel like a little harsh, but.
So I think this is the first one where we disagree here. So I gave him a 5 out of 10. All the things that you just said. He's sick, but take that in consideration. He just had an off day in general. Yeah. Qualifying was off. Heat race looked off. Main event was off. And so just everything compounded, I think, today from start to finish. And I think we'll get a way better Austin next week if he's not as sick. Yeah. I think he was maybe just fighting the sickness, fighting the bike, and just nothing could go right. So I'm glad that he made it through the race, even though he did hit his head pretty damn hard. But I'm glad that he finished the race and he's healthy enough to say go for next week, right? So let's hop over to the 450 class. And what do you have for Malcolm Stewart?
I mean, we got to give Malcolm a 9, right? Honestly, hold on. Nope. I'm throwing an audible here. We're giving Malcolm a 10, okay? It's Malcolm Stewart. His first win ever. We're giving him a 10. Don't care, didn't ask.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I can't give out 10s. I'm sticking with what I said from the beginning.
Hater.
I am 100% a hater. I'm going with a 9 out of 10. He did qualify outstanding. I mean, qualified third, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, qualified third. He got second in the heat race, and then he won the main events. He just went 3-2-1. I didn't even think about that, but he went 3-2-1. And
it was just Malcolm's night, baby.
It was, man. He rode phenomenal. And even if Chase didn't crash, I believe 1,000% he was going to pass him no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you give Chase after seeing what happened?
6. I mean, again, I gotta give them scores based off of who they are and the positions that they are going into the race, right? Like, I can't just give somebody. That's why I'm giving Malcolm a 10. 103 starts or something, finally getting a win, finally putting it all together. It's worth a 10. Don't care. Chase Sexton has no business cucking the front in a whoop section. I mean, with like 2 laps to go, honestly, it's just classic Chase things, and I hate it. And honestly, he's been growing on me, and he's looked incredible this year. That's just, bro, we can't be doing that, by yourself. He didn't even really have pressure yet. It's not like Malcolm was right next to him in the whoops or something. Like, he was going out of the whoop section as Malcolm was going in. I don't know, man. It's
unfortunate. He had a perfect day. And then he threw it away. Now, I gave him also a 6 because, as you mentioned on that rant, he should have won.
It's not a rant. It's factual statements. You know what I mean? Pipe down, comments. Pipe down.
I'm just saying, man. Yeah, but I agree, man. He should have won that race. Guaranteed.
Yeah. What about Kenneth Roczen?
Man, that's a tough one.
I'm throwing a random one out there, but.
No, but it's so tough to even put I'm going to say what he should have got and then what I'm going to give him. Yeah. So I think he should have got a 7th, right? Like, overall, he had a great day. Let's be real. He qualified top 4. Just kidding. Where is he? He qualified 9th, so not really that great actually in qualifying. And then in the heat race, he finished 7th after crashing in the start. So overall, actually not that great of a day. And then in the main event, he always does Kenny things. He gets up front, and then he goes down in the lapper. So I was going to give him a 7th, but I'm actually going to give him a 5 for everything that happened on the night. So
I think a 5 is fair. However, I'm going to take 2 points away from the lapper that took him out and then give him to Kenny and give him a 7. So we're going with a 7. Thoughts on that? What do you think, chat? Comment section. I smell you. It's fine. I know
we're going to get roasted.
I know you're coming. It's fine.
What about third place? Jason Anderson.
8. W. Ando.
Okay. What did he qualify? I don't even remember.
Another box performance from the Anderson. All right.
Yeah.
Just another box.
6 in qualifying, 3rd in the heat, 3rd on the main event. Pretty damn solid night for Ando.
He looks good this year, man.
What's kind of crazy is he kind of faded a little bit. He kind of got gifted 2 spots.
Whoa.
I mean, he kind of did. Ken Roczen goes out. He was behind Kenny. He might have got past Kenny because he had a second like win there.
Yeah.
And then Chase obviously goes down and he gets him too. So he could have got 5th. But he done it. He did it and he got 3rd. And I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for that performance.
I can see that. 7 or 8. I definitely probably give him a +1 just because I'm a fan. But
I don't know how those plus ones and +2 work for you over there, but
I keep doing it. Hey, I love America. Okay, it's a free country over here. We do whatever we want. You know, we'll go buy some ammo. What about Cooper Webb?
Bro, I gave him an 8 out of 10 for that performance. Buried in the start, 11th after lap 1. Now, mind you, he did get gifted a couple spots. Well, actually, he passed Kenny straight up before he got gifted the chase spot. So he got all the way up to 3rd and then got 2nd for Chase going out. But overall, being buried and still making all that time up and being even close enough to Chase to get that 2nd spot. Yeah, he rode great. He qualified 2nd too. Like, you don't usually see Cooper qualify that great. And so he qualified outstanding. And the heat race, he won. And so, yeah, I gave him an 8 out of 10.
We're in dangerous territory right now with the Webster. I think, you know, qualifying was great. Coming from the rear in the main event, plus his gear boot combo was just like 8.
It was a really good night for Cooper Webb. Yeah. Very good night. What about his teammate Justin Cooper?
For him, great night. You know, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Hold on. Don't run away with that. For him this year, great night. I still don't think he's really where I think he should be, right? Like,
okay,
good, like best race of the year, look the best he has all year, but like I still don't see the Justin Cooper of years past that's just like so fast, right? You know, even once he starts top qualling, we're back, right? But
okay,
we're not there, so I give him a 7.
Okay, not bad, not bad. I gave him an 8 out of 10. He qualified 5th, pretty good. Kind of back, not really, but pretty damn good. In the heat race, he pulled whole shot and then got past and got into 3rd. One thing that I will say, and for the main event, he got 4th, so pretty damn good. It's top 5. However, he needs to blitz the whoops. In my opinion, he's losing so much time in the whoops section, jumping him straight away.
I don't know what happened, but used to be insane in the whoop.
I don't know. I have no idea why he's going for jump lines in the very beginning. He needs to blitz, and then once they start fading away, then go jump. This is just my humble opinion, and probably will get roasted, but yeah, I don't know. I think
he's right. Just
kidding.
Yeah. It's like they got him on an Austrian bike. You know, he's jumping the whoops. Although the Austrian bikes do look really good in the whoops. The Cowie looks insane through the whoops. But
the last guy on our list for today, at least, Eli Tomac.
Skip. Skip. I'm not doing it. I'm skipping.
I'll do it.
Chat, you can fill in for me.
All right, so we just had some breaking news regarding Eli Tomac. Star Racing put out a press release stating that the injury that happened on Saturday was actually way worse than they originally thought. He broke his fibula in the incidents at Tampa. How did he ride the rest of the night? I have no idea. So with that being said, me and Doc both decided to give him a 9 out of 10 for his ride because we have no idea how he was able to ride at all. In the heat race, in the main event, he was blitzing the whoops with one leg. How did he do that? I have no idea. So we had to make a little audible with this. We'll have our whole entire riders list on the screen right here for you guys to look at. Let us know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Make sure you guys stay tuned for our predictions tomorrow, and we'll be back with that video. So we're out. Peace.
Subscribe.